Log in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, nice. Here we go. This is the second race of Moonberry Cup, number 9. Kick it off with a little prologue hopping.
Lots of mini hops. All of them count. I think they say about 2 frames each, so it's important to fit in as many as you can. Keep on hopping.
Yep, these little jumps are faster than walking. That's why you're going to see both players hopping as much as possible. These strats you're going to see here with 2 players with PBs in the mid-30s are going to be a bit different than the strats that you've seen in the prior race, just because overall movement speed and advanced, you're going to see a lot more advanced movement throughout. Okay, prologue, yeah, we can just go right into the postcard screen for Forsaken City. When you're ready, we'll do the countdown.
Postcard. I just want chat to know that I've been playing 20% for the last couple weeks, so this is my first.
I wanted to pick it up. I really wanted to pick up 20%, but
it's fun, but it's also really annoying. But I haven't touched 20% in a long time, so this will be fun.
I just don't think I could do 8B. I hate 8B so much.
Oh god. 8B.
Oh, you don't have to do 8B for 20%.
Oh my god, I really got to pick it up then.
Yeah, it's just 1 through 7B. You just don't finish any of the A sides.
Thank goodness. Okay, I definitely could do that then.
Yeah, it's based.
All right, here we go. We are ready to get into Forsaken City. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
Going off on that note, if anybody is interested in learning 20%, stick around after this race. You might learn a thing or two.
Yeah, that's right. We got a special race coming up next. It is a new category called Benny Percent, which is basically any percent except we're running all the B-sides. So the correct me if I'm wrong here, Jack, but I think it's just unlock the B-side for every level, and then beat the B-side, and then move on to the next stage.
Yep, that's how it works. Similarly to the way 5B is run in any percent, you just do it for every single chapter, and once you're done with 7B, the game is over. I mean, the official way to time it is the epilogue screen. So very similar to any percent, but a little bit of a twist with
it's going to be really interesting. I'm excited to see because I've never actually seen a full Benny Percent run being done, and I'm curious to find out even. I imagine that each chapter it takes longer. It takes different times to find the cassette. I'm sure some are like towards the beginning, and others are longer in, like Summit. Maybe I don't even know where the cassette is.
Summit's not too bad. It's in 1,500 meters.
Okay.
But the one that's definitely the furthest is Resort. The rest of them are fairly early in, but the Resort cassette is all the way in Elevator Shaft. So,
oh wow.
Yeah. In terms of percent of the chapter, it's pretty far in.
Okay, both runners finishing up nicely. Carry with a 120. The Italian one with a 125, only 5 seconds. And you're not going to see big differences here in times until we get all the way to Resort. You may start seeing them. Let's take a look at those journals.
Journals.
Oof, not a good start. The nerves.
Right?
Nerves creeping in here for this.
I haven't had a 128 or 125, I guess, is for the chapter in months.
These are full race nerves here as we get ready to jump into Old Site.
Yeah, I usually get I think 115s around this point. So
I'm like 113, 115 is like average, and I can sub 110 every 3 runs. But wow, everything that could have went wrong. It's okay though.
I mucked up crossing reverse towards the end, but if I was doing an 8%, I wouldn't stop at 120.
No, yeah, it's whatever. There's so many other time save areas you can have, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Okay, here we go. This is Old Site. Whenever the runners are ready, let's get to those postcard screens. I'll count you down. Okay, looks like we're ready to go. Old Site beginning in 3, 2, 1, go.
I think it's a real testament to the level of play between both these runners that even when they're saying that they have race nerves, they're saying a lot of things are going wrong, they're still posting respectable times. They really have solid grasp of the mechanics of the game, making sure that even when things are going wrong, they're still putting up solid times. So interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely, Jack. I agree. And that's another thing that you'll see just from experienced runners. Not only can they execute strats consistently, but when they do fail a strat, they're able to save, not having to die. They're able to save the run and save all these little things that are done almost imperceptibly, just by knowing how the game works and knowing how to move through the game.
That's not how I do this at all.
Well, you're on full race pace here.
I'd say that intervention is one of the more interesting parts of Old Site. I mean, a lot of people think about it as more of a warm-up level. It's still pretty short, relatively easy. But there are a lot of small things that can go wrong over the course of this. When you have 3 battle lines chasing you throughout these levels, it makes it very difficult, and small mistakes can cost you a large amount of time.
Absolutely, and both players now, Italian through the final screen here, and Carrie making her way through. And these are really the only dangerous sections in terms of time loss. If you get stuck at the end of one of these screens, you're going to see some significant time loss. But now both players safely through and into the final real movement-based section here. This is a really cool section for speedrunners.
Yeah, there's a reason why Marlon was grinding this for hours, just trying to shave off fractions of a second. While it might not be the longest section of the game, it really is movement heavy. You want to make sure that you're not bumping into any of these springs. You want to make sure that you're hitting ultra strats when you can, and adding it all together over the course of even a small section can make a big difference.
Absolutely, well said. The TheItalianOne there, wrapping it up, closing it out, and Carrie right behind. Nicely done from both runners. Let's take a look at the journals really quickly. And Jack, what do you see here so far?
Oh, it looks like we have a 357 from the TheItalianOne. Very solid. Sub 2 for in the middle of a race for Old Side is very impressive to get.
Oh, nice.
And then Carrie with a 403. So there's only about a 6-second difference between the two.
Okay, beautiful. Heading into the first real lengthy stage here, Celestial Resort.
Oh, I am going to get some not so good reminders of my last race.
Resort is no fun for anyone.
I don't know if you saw my last race for the Moonberry Cup, but last Oshiro room, I lost a minute. I was on my best pace, I think ever for chapter 3 at the time, and then lost a minute.
That always happens to me. It's literally like if I have a good beginning part, I have a bad end, and if I have a bad beginning, I have a good end. My Oshiro's like god tier only when I'm 30 seconds behind.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. Just speedrunning things. Yeah.
It's just the worst.
All right, guys. Let's get into it. Celestial Resort beginning in 3, 2, 1, go. Are y'all ready for demo dashes? We're going to be seeing demo dashes absolutely, Ilvi. Both runners here are going to be doing demo dashes. I think we're going to see 5B as well in a little bit, which we didn't see in the first race. Smoke Pigs did demonstrate the demo dash earlier. But just in terms of, Jack, if you could give me your insights here. In terms of speedrunners whose times are in the maybe like 45 to 40, around 45 minutes versus being around 35 minutes, what kind of what are the big differences there?
You're going to start seeing some more advanced tech in specific areas. You're going to see ultras, you're going to see corner boosts, but I think the main difference comes down to adjusting strats that save small amounts of time, adding it up over a large period, either a chapter or a full run, and then execution. I mean, for me, learning a strat really comes down to about 3 different steps. You learn how to do it, you start implementing in a run poorly, and then you start implementing it well. And
Not wrong.
I think that's really the biggest difference, is that they've learned better strats, they've learned how to do them poorly, and they failed on them, and then they've brought that all the way up to the level where they can do them consistently in runs. And I think that's what makes the biggest difference.
That's actually really, really, really brilliant insight, and that's almost the only way that you're going to get better is exactly that, by learning these strats, by practicing them, by doing them, committing to them in the runs as well, I think is important, because you could easily practice strats, and then when you get into a run, kind of back off and try to do something safe, but you're never going to learn it that way. So yeah, I think implementing it poorly is a very important second step.
I mean, most of the strats that I get consistently now is only because I've failed them so many times that I know all of the ways to avoid messing up. So.
Yep, and you can see the Italian one here struggling with this spike skip, spike jump.
Pardon my language.
There we go. Nicely done. Carrie pulling ahead here just slightly as she heads into the second section. Waterstone, welcome in.
Okay, this means I'll nail Oshiro, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't worry.
This has been a little bit of an oof to start.
It's gonna be a gold.
I'm
gold
certain I'm gonna
Oshiro.
nail Oshiro though, so it's okay.
Reminder to chat, I am console gang, so all of my demo dashes are going to be manual.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
and just to do
That's
a
way more impressive
quick
than me.
explanation of that, the demo dash is a very precise trick, which I would say a good percentage of people use a program called Joy to Key, which allows you to kind of, it's not a macro, but it allows you to map button presses, so you're going to be able to press multiple buttons at the same time with a single button press. What Carrie's referring to is Carrie's a console player, and so she's unable to use any kind of program to map that button. So she's going to have to do the very specific and very precise button presses manually, which it just adds to the difficulty.
I know that Carrie's very well practiced in the demo dash, however. There's a bingo objective where you can do grabless 3A or grabless elevator shaft. It's a bit of a joke to do grabless demo dash, so you have absolutely no setup whatsoever.
Yeah.
And when Carrie heard about that, I know that she went into her game and tried it out for herself, and she was able to do it after quite some time. So both manual demos, no problem. Grabless is no problem. She knows what
First
she's doing.
try?
Extremely precise stuff. And wow, yeah, first try. Nicely done. Remember, there is a delay, so you said first try and then we saw it, so spoiler alert.
Spoiler. Listen,
Keep that in
I
mind.
had to pop off about that.
Absolutely well done there. You can tell that's what we're talking about, being
Fourth
practiced.
try.
Very nicely done from the Italian one as well. And again, that's something that these runners have practiced a bunch and failed a bunch. To be able to come in here and hit it consistently is just a testament to how many times they've failed. So
I don't know.
lesson to
Joy
new.
to Key makes you feel like cheating.
Yeah, Joy to Key is absolutely.
It definitely feels like cheating comparatively trying to do
absolutely.
it manually. I don't know how you do it manually, Carrie.
I don't either some days.
I think the short answer is she has no choice.
Yeah,
You are not wrong.
that is
Saves a
true.
lot of time, and you can miss it like 3 or 4 times, and it still saves time. That's the nice thing about doing demos in a run is even if you miss it, you still are going to save time if you get it like
Oh.
Yeah.
4 tries.
Yep. Absolutely. You can see Carrie now onto the final screen, and it may look a little bit different from the previous race because she is just blasting
Wow.
through here. Very clean Oshiro section from Carrie, and the Italian one not far behind now on the final screen. Let's hope for a
Ooh,
nice
that's
and
bad.
smooth finish here. Ooh, into a meatball there. Luckily, not too far into the screen. Obviously, deaths are not good, but if you're gonna take one, you want it to be towards the beginning of a screen because you're not gonna lose as much time as you would if you died at the end. And the Italian one is through. Nicely done for both runners.
There goes my lead.
Just like that.
Don't worry about that.
A very long race. I
It
wouldn't
is.
like too much.
Yeah.
Literally might give you back 20 seconds with Bub's drop. You never know.
I tried it today. Yesterday I was getting it like 2/3 of the time, Today it's 1/15th, so I'm just not even gonna go for it if I miss it once.
I mean, you've at least been trying. I haven't at all.
That is true.
We got a
But that
we
might
got
be
a
beneficial.
9:23 here for Carrie and a 9:44 for the Italian one. So we got about 20 seconds only separates these two as we head into Golden Ridge. Okay, Golden Ridge runners look like they're ready. Let's get into it in 3, 2, 1, go. Golden
I'm sure
Ridge.
that Mr. Majama, after these streams that you've been putting on, learning strats, I'm sure you can tell us a lot about Golden Ridge now.
Oh
There's
yeah,
some
I know
in-depth
more than I ever
analysis.
wanted to know about Golden Ridge strats. But I think it's really such a strat-heavy chapter, and almost every screen has something, as Jack was talking about earlier, where you're practicing strats for every screen, and then you're kind of playing them, incorporating them poorly, and then incorporating them, expertly. So you're going to see a lot of that going on here.
Yep.
Really interesting kind of trick here you're seeing on the Italian one screen is called the Archie, and Carrie doing the same thing now. It's just a small manipulation that you can't even really see. It's happening so fast, but normally you can't exit the bubble at that angle, but by dashing downward into the floor first, you're able to squeeze through. And then all these just wall jumps here, these are all just small, improvements to just be able to do these a little bit faster. Italian one showing off one of these little auto-scroller skips by using the block to push him off the edge here. Carrie's going to show the same thing. Ooh, Carrie missing the gap there. Is going to lose a little bit of time here as the Italian one pulls ahead.
That's what I get. That's one of the things from running Benny percent for the longest time, is that I haven't had to get to that point in a very long time. Nope.
I think one of the hardest parts about Ridge is that it does have a lot of long rooms. So if you do end up dying towards the end of them, it just means that much more time loss. Instead of small 5-second time losses, you might even get up to 10 seconds.
Yeah, especially on like screens like the Italian one is on now with the auto scrollers, where you have to wait for these like slow moving blocks to get to the place where you can use them, and if you die, you have to wait for them all over again. The Italian one having a really smooth ridge and already into the cliff face section.
Whoa, nice.
Way better than the usual. No worries, I'll throw it at the end.
Whoops.
Just really mesmerizing stuff here. I don't know what to say other than, wow, this is really fun to watch. Small misstep there from the Italian one. Ooh, getting a little bit jammed up on this screen.
It's an easy screen too.
Of course. It's always the easy screens.
Yeah, like I mess up all the hard screens. I haven't done that one in a long time.
Really nicely done. The Italian one is through and Carrie now. Hoping to close the gap a little bit.
Very nice wave dashes off the top of those pillars. They are a lot more difficult than they seem sometimes.
Yeah,
not a lot of room to land.
Yeah, such a small area to execute that trick off of, and plus you have the wind as well.
Or even. Let's go.
There we go. Nicely done. Carrie is through. Well done by both runners. TheItalianOne has the journal open. Carrie making her way to the journal. Jack, what do you see?
Looks like we have a 1305 from the Italian one, and I believe a 1325 from Carrarium. So really a lot of back and forth.
Yeah,
between
20
these two
seconds.
chapters.
20 seconds shift on both of those last two chapters.
Really just goes to show that anything can happen in this race, and there's still a lot to go.
Absolutely. And Mirror Temple next. We're going to see again the
Oh
different,
no.
different from the first race. You're going to see Mirror Temple B.
Gary
I'll
no longer
say-
has her excuse. This is Benny% all the way.
Yeah, Gary, you better kill me here. I'm no good.
No.
If I'm missing bubs, man. I'm missing bubs for sure.
Hey,
Oh,
welcome in,
God.
Amber. Okay, here we go. Let's
Amber,
get into
hi.
let's get into Mirror Temple, guys. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. So the first part of Mirror Temple here is the race to the tape grab. Again, the tape is kind of a secret unlockable that opens up the B side for these runners. What are we looking at here in terms of the the 5A section?
I think the biggest thing that we're all looking forward to see is the Ickle skip, of course.
No.
It's the Italian. Oh, actually, no Ickle skip.
Yeah,
from
both
either
kind
runner.
of.
God.
There's
I
different
can't do
ways
it.
to get
I can't
through
do it
this.
consistently bad.
Different
save
ways to
enough
get
time.
through this corridor here. All of them are faster than the intended route, which
Wow.
involves leaving the screen and going to the left and getting a bubble and heading back. But that's slow, so we just decide to avoid it. The Italian one now on a screen where we may see some speed happening right here.
Oh.
Watch closely.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Just
so
bonked my head. It
close.
was so
Very
close.
close. Yeah, that's called the Depths Corner Boost, and it exploits this moving platform on the left side of the screen. And if you execute a jump with good timing, you will absolutely launch yourself to the other side.
ECB.
Italian one now moving into the tape grab screen, which uses it's like a rhythm-based screen. You can see these platforms appearing and disappearing. And just head right into 5B, guys. No countdown. Whenever you're ready, just jump right into 5B. I should have mentioned that. And of course, I'll have to switch and put on the 5B music because it's such a bop.
It's such a banger.
One of the best B-side musics.
It's my favorite B-side.
Very chill.
Very, very close on the fast cycle in that in the cassette room.
Just
Difficult
go
cycle to
fast.
catch.
Yeah, I missed the fast cycle like hard, so I didn't even go for it when I made one
It's
mistake.
very difficult to catch, but it's worth going for.
And,
Oh, yeah.
Jack, as we're going to see both players and we're approaching it here, can you explain quickly what is a Bubs drop?
Uh-oh.
So the Bubs drop actually manipulates the game into thinking that you're supposed to spawn at a different checkpoint. So by going backwards through a vertical transition,
Nice.
you actually trick the game because it doesn't know where to put you. So it puts you at the nearest checkpoint, which is at the end of the room instead of at the beginning.
And when you're seeing that happen, the Italian one just did it, but it's the screen that Carrie is in now. When you leave the top of the screen, if you do it with really good timing, you can actually fall back down into the previous screen and then take an intentional retry, which is going to end you like Jack said. It's going to put you on a different screen, which avoids having to go like to the left and unlock a door and ride a bubble all the way across. And it's just what Carrie is doing now is what you avoid having to do by doing the Bubs drop.
I can't believe I hit Bubs drop. I'm so happy I
It
hit
saved
it. I
about
died the
20
next room
seconds.
and lost 10 seconds, but I hit Bubs, so I'm happy.
Yeah, it saves about 20-25 seconds. You were gonna say, Jack?
Yeah, just about.
For me, it saves 22.
And then the other hard thing about Mirror B is you have these long screens with these cycling spikes, and there's a lot of ways that you can die, and they're very, very costly, very time costly if you do take a death towards the end.
Yeah, there are plenty of mechanics in 5B that can really make it difficult. Like you were saying, with cycles, there are seekers that a lot of people hate. There's Theo mechanics that can throw you off a bit. So, I mean, when you combine all of these together, it makes it very difficult to do quickly.
You can see a really cool trick on this screen. The Italian one is on now, and Carry will do it as well, where they're kind of exploiting the explosion that the Seekers give off when they respawn from dying, and it propels the players. So they're kind of exploiting that to get through the screen as fast as possible. Yeah, 5B is like 5A. All the elements of 5A just like amped up to another level.
Whoops.
The Italian one into the Gauntlet room, one of those difficult in 5B, just due to the mechanics that are involved, and also because there's 4 different, I guess, mini rooms you have to do. If you die at all, you're going all the way back to the beginning. So, very cleanly done though.
Yeah, and again, these Seekers are the closest thing to random that this game has, and sometimes it really seems like they have a advanced tracking system built in.
Maybe they compete with the bumpers, Chapter 6, for the most random thing in the game.
Yeah.
Very difficult to get through.
Really nice performance there on the B side for the Italian one. As we send our energy to Carry for a nice, smooth, clean finish.
I think Geo says it pretty well in chat. 5B is 5A with less floor.
Less floor, exactly.
That's true.
You're not wrong.
What's up, Sal? Welcome in. Palm Top sending energy.
That's not what I meant to do, but I'm holding him now, so I should just do what I have to do. No! Well, it's fine now.
Draco sending energy. What's up, Draco?
I'm like, hey, what's up, hello?
Waterstone sending energy. Sal sending energy. Geo sending energy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so it's...
Okay, we're through. We're through.
Oh, so lucky.
Jokes on the Italian one. I'm about to play 6B.
Yeah, I was to ask if you're you're doing the B sides a lot. Are you gonna do 6B?
No, I mean I can
Okay.
do a 530 6B, but I'm not going to try.
I wonder what my record for 6B is. I've got the golden on it, but I hate that. I hate like that. To me, casual playthrough was the hardest chapter in the game. Was 6B.
I do not want to go into reprieve at all.
I can't. It just 6B to me is just too hard.
I'm not strong enough.
Okay. Looks like both runners are ready to head into a reflection, so let's drop in. 3, 2, 1, go.
Any lake skippers?
Oh, God.
I'm gonna go for it, but we'll see if I can get it.
Lake skip is a strat at the beginning of the level.
Okay, just-
Really tight trick, and we'll see if anybody can show it off here.
I'll definitely show it off, but it might take me a couple tries.
I'm not.
We have our resident expert lake skipper, Ickle Chris, in chat.
Yeah, I've already lost time. I already missed it twice. 3 times.
There are visual
stop
setups
spoiling.
for it. It still is a precise trick to hit. It does take some practice to get comfortable with. Hitting in a run, something different altogether, so...
Yeah. There we go. Nicely done.
5th try is the charm, as the saying goes, right?
What's up, Ken Shogun?
I'm like, hey, what's up, hello?
Ken Show in the house. Thanks everybody for being here and taking part. Obviously, if you're a runner or commentator, but also everybody, all the viewers that stop by, hang out with us.
Carry with a mistake, not going for the cassette. A lot of time.
So
Look, you didn't say that for me.
just like in
Aw.
5A, the runners go to 5B because it's faster. This level actually, if played optimally, 6B can be faster than 6A. So at the top level, speedrunners will collect the tape and run 6B. And again, optimally, it's faster than 6A. But
Let me just preface that with the guy with the third best record in the world doesn't do 6B, so
Yeah, so there you go. I mean,
Kitty doesn't do it, so
yeah.
it's still pretty controversial even at the top level. It's too hard.
Yeah, too hard and doesn't save a ton of time.
Enough time. I think it's like if you do it optimally, it's like 8 seconds you save.
Yeah, which again,
Yeah, it's not a lot.
for most players, 8 seconds is not a big deal. But when you're going for like #1 in the world, 8 seconds makes a difference.
Oh, I just made that.
Oof.
Chai has 6A world record. Yeah.
Looks like Meta in chat is looking to challenge Chai's 6A world record.
Go get it, Meta.
TheItalianOne opting for top root. That is a big debate, top root, bottom root in that.
Is it? I've
It
only
is.
ever done top route.
I know most people do bottom route, but top root optimally is 1 second faster. You can't catch me dead doing top root though.
I don't know. I'm just used to doing top route, I guess.
Yeah, I do top route as well.
Some top root in chat. Smoke Pigs, Echo Chris.
And I'm just thinking about speed running in general, but just so much. It takes so much time, practice, dedication to get to the levels that you're seeing here. These are two of the fastest Celeste speedrunners on the planet here, it all seems pretty lighthearted. Obviously, the Moonberry Cup is not very serious, just for fun, but it's a serious testament to all the work that's been put in. The fact that these guys can go this fast. Oh, we're into the battle here. I'm going to change. I'm going to get some hey yas in chat.
Hey,
yeah.
yeah.
As the heyas come in from chat, I will say that the battle line fight is one of the best sections of this game, both casually for the story and the music, but also for speedrunning. It just really has everything going for it.
Yeah, the speed strats are really cool, and battling a lot of times, a lot of these screens doesn't even get to fire a shot, just because she's before she can do anything, the speedrunners are on her.
Right now, both runners only one room apart, very close. Especially considering how long Reflection is. Interesting to see how close they are.
And there's like, I don't know if anybody's, I'm sure somebody's like studied it closer, but there's definitely like a little bit of leniency as you get close to battling, where you can kind of dash through those like plasma orbs if you're close enough.
What?
It just like negates her firing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think they have a hitbox for the first few frames that they're active. I'm not exactly sure when they do, but you can actually hit her even after things go off. I've had quite a few situations, however, where I will kill battle line or bump into battle line and then get hit on the first active frame.
Wow.
And then both of us die, and I still have to reset the room.
Double
so
KO.
It can be risky
That
on
is
those
that is the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Because you know
So
you
when
were like
do go for
same
those-
frame, like one frame off of making it through it.
Can
Both
be
players
very
now,
risky going straight for her.
Yeah, both players now into the final section here, and Carry with a slight lead. Ickle Chris confirming, yeah, the hitboxes are slow to spawn. final screen here for Carrie.
Carrie doing well to manipulate where the lasers are going to go, making it easier to avoid in the feathers.
Ooh. Close one there.
Oh my god.
No. Wow, what a save.
Oh my god.
What a save.
That was a heart attack and a half.
Dang, man.
Close to death maybe 4 or 5 times, but it didn't matter.
There we go. Both players now with the
Wasn't
power up.
too bad.
2 dashes now. The only nothing else in their way as they climb to the top. Finish up reflection. And we're already prepared to drop into summit, believe it or not. That was fast.
Carrie doing well to make up some time, closing the gap before entering summit. Should be a nice race to the top.
Yeah, let's open those journals before we go, and then remember there's no postcard screen, so we're gonna count it down before the climb screen, and then also just spam that button to skip the little cutscene in the beginning. All right,
Okay.
let's take a look at the journal there, Carrie, and
Journal.
Jack will
Looks-
tell us. Jack will tell us what he sees.
Looks like we have a 2512 in the Italian one and a 2609 from Carrie. And I will say, Meta pointed out in chat a 1 death reflection from Carrie.
Wow,
Very clean.
Very clean.
I died on the on one of the Kevin blocks trying to do the up dash.
Wow.
That's the. Oh yeah,
I mean,
look at
I
that.
had 10 deaths, but I think 4 of them were to lake skip.
I mean,
yeah,
that's fair.
yep.
I mean, listen.
I'm very upset with my time, but then I have to remember I lost like a solid 10 seconds at least on the lake skip, so, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, exhibition
is-
strats.
What is your best summit?
I had on my PV, I think I had one better. I had 943.
Okay. Mine is a 956.
Yeah, I'm definitely a regular 10. Somewhere in
Yeah,
the
same.
10s. Sometimes I'd like a 10:05, sometimes 10:15, sometimes a 10:30, but I don't normally hit 9 minutes.
Okay, here we go. Let's get ready to enter the summit, the longest chapter by far. And we're gonna ready up on the next screen, I believe. Yep, that's the one.
Oops, we were both sitting on the screen before. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Summit begins in 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Also, what's up to Shiki? Shiki in the house. And Saylin. Saylin? Am I saying that right? Saylin? What's up, Saylin?
Lynn.
Saylin.
Okay. Not how you want to start, but it's fine.
0 meters is a difficult section to optimize.
There's a lot of mistakes that can, however small they are, they really do make a big difference. There are some pretty long rooms in 0 meters, surprisingly. I mean, for the first section of the chapter, can be surprisingly difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Italian one, touching that purple orb at about 39 seconds, which is pretty quick. And Carrie not far behind. Both players now into 500 meters. Just something I'm just realizing now. Again, at this level, you're not seeing a whole lot of wasted movement, whereas in you know, a runner with maybe a 45 or 50 minute PB, just not as efficient in the movement. And here you're seeing a lot more economy of movement, and there's no real, or very few, I should say, unplanned movements. Everything has been practiced. Every dash,
Oh no.
every jump.
I love Summit. I definitely practice it the most.
Yeah, I do a lot of. I've been with Benny Percent. I've been doing a lot of 7B, but
Yeah.
still.
That's
like,
the one
some of
golden
it-
I'm missing. 7B and obviously Chapter 9, Farewell.
So it's really fun because you can either do a lot of individual sections or you can do the whole thing at once, but both basically help each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who doesn't love Summit is not a true fan of Celeste, as far as I'm concerned.
Does have a little bit of everything.
It has a little bit of everything. Maybe you don't like a part of it, but if you don't like it as a whole, then you're missing out. And 2 dashes. Who doesn't love 2 dashes?
Right?
It's honestly my favorite number of dashes.
I remember when I played this casually, I was a little sad that this is the only power-up you get, because I thought that the game was going to last a lot longer afterwards. But, I mean, now speedrunning...
That's not very speedrunning of you. I want this game to last as short as
I've only been
possible.
playing this game for 7 months, okay?
We don't want long games here. We want very, very short games.
So this section has some really speedy, cool strats here. 1,500 meters. You're going to see each player just like absolutely flying through these screens, which is kind of mind-blowing if you've only played the game casually.
TheItalianOne on a very cool screen here.
I messed it up though.
Whoops.
Messed it up.
It's alright, I gave you some time to do it again.
I didn't die, I just didn't get the quick strat.
Hey, what's up, Bioch? Bioch? What's up, Bioch?
I'm like, hey, what's up,
I
hello?
haven't done this room in a long time.
Yeah, just a reminder, Carrie was a very last-second replacement after one of our runners had some technical difficulties. We thank her for jumping in here unprepared and allowing us to have the second race. Gensman, welcome in, Gensman.
Smoke Pig's not too fond of 1,500 meters.
Habadaz in the chat. Absolute legend Habadaz, 202 berries holder.
Hell yeah.
Up, Haba.
Jack, I didn't do the thing,
I'm very proud.
right?
Carrie is known for making a slight misstep on the last screen, 1,500 meters. So often that her stream had to name it The Thing.
The thing, that's the thing that happens.
You just don't do the thing.
Please
You don't do
do
the
that.
thing, then you're fine.
The Italian
I
one
haven't-
showing off auto-scroller skip, one option here to kind of make this auto-scroller screen faster. He's using the momentum of the block to push him all the way to the end. And we'll see what method Carrie decides to show. Looks like it's going to be the same one. So squeezing under these spikes, up and over, and nicely made it to that final moving platform there.
That one's really hard.
Yeah,
that
it
one's always
is.
so scary.
That one is definitely tricky. Not my favorite. Really impressive speed from both runners here.
They're really not too far off from each other. I mean, at that point, when I started saying that, they were in the same room. So, only maybe 10 seconds
Look at
separating
this
both
sync
of
up.
them.
Look at this sync up. Whoa!
GSA almost.
Look
Very
Oh my god,
close
we
to
are
GSA.
synced up.
Yeah, I was just checking it too. What the?
I was
was-
like, that's so cool.
The Italian one, yeah, with the slight lead here going into 2,500 meters.
Okay. Play that one a bit safer.
First try key skip. Always nice to see.
Yep. Both players doing a spike jump here
Still got it,
to
baby.
get up this narrow corridor of spikes. Grab the key, intentional retry to get back to the beginning of the screen. And by doing that, you don't have to take the bubble down and around, and yeah, that's all very slow.
I believe Chris is in chat. He might want to take notes on this Italian one right now.
Skipping
You're
doors.
actually able to skip these doors.
Nope.
It saves 7 years. You gotta do it. I'm gonna be the dumbest joke. It's very
Gotta save
easy
9
when you
years.
have. I always heard 7. I gotta say, I feel bad because it once again I use Joy to Key for that, and it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, Carrie
You can do
doesn't have
without
that. Doesn't have that privilege.
Nowhere near as bad as the demo dash though. to do without. I did it without for a long time.
Okay, 3,000 meters. The Italian one now into the
Take that.
final climb. And
Very
Carrie
happy
is there
this
as
time.
well. Carrie gonna have to have a very quick final ascent and hope that the Italian one makes a couple mistakes here.
Both of them entered with a very nice time, right around 7 minutes. A good 3,000 meters, I mean, that is some very nice pace for both of them.
Shouldn't have said that. You psyched me.
Chris with a very important question in chat. Does anybody know how to run the B-sides? He's trying to learn them for a race.
Is he next?
Yeah. So if anybody has any information on the B-sides, you just pass it along to Chris in the next about
Aw, that
10
is
minutes or
such
so.
a bad death. I do not like that.
You would
Make sure you
appreciate
hit Bub's
Ooh.
drop, Chris. That's a pretty big one.
Can confirm. Very helpful. Oh, I looked away for like 2 seconds.
Carrie's showing the importance of focus.
The Italian one's in the middle of a couple flags that I know I'm personally not a fan of. They
I
get a
hate
lot of
these
hate.
flags.
Flag 13
13.
especially.
Oh. Oh, thank goodness that's so much.
I didn't get that thing.
Yeah, able to do it first try though, very nice.
Flag 13 and flag 3 for me are my kryptonite. They're
Yeah,
my
I
Waterloo.
don't like flag 3. That's my least favorite flag.
Okay. Oops.
Carrie showing part of why flag 13 is as hated as it is.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't get the movement down. If anything, I'm just going to keep blaming the fact that I haven't run these spots in a while.
And that's a totally fair excuse.
Yeah, it really is difficult to just jump into an any percent run. Pretty much no warm up without been
Yeah.
practicing the category for a bit, so it still is very impressive to get a time like this.
Oh my god, those.
Oof. The Italian one. Small mistake there. Can see the finish line.
Finishing with a very nice time, should be right over 35 minutes.
Yep.
Just a tiny bit over.
Maybe a sub 10 summit. Wow. Was that a PB?
No. I'm about 10 seconds off the PB, but I'm very happy with that time.
PB on screen a little bit outdated,
Oh.
but
Okay.
Yeah, my PB unfortunately is 34.50.
Ah. Okay.
So I'm,
We
I'm
did really
15
match
seconds.
up.
Yeah.
Still, extremely nice run there.
Yeah, that's my second best run I've ever had. So I'll
Second
take it.
best run ever during Moonberry Cup.
Yeah, this was the. I'll wait till Carrie's done.
Big energy to carry as she finishes up.
Just get me under 37. That's all I.
You're gonna make it
Yeah, looks like it.
on the time.
Nice.
lots of energy being sent in chat right now.
I love everyone.
GG. Thank you to both runners. That was an insane demonstration of speed. And once again, Carrarium, thank you for stepping in here and filling in as we had a racer that had to drop out. Big love
No
from
problem.
everybody in chat.
GG the Italian one. That was
GG's.
that was really
That
good.
was such a polarizing run for me. It was like I went from like absolutely amazing chapters to just literally my worst chapters I've had in weeks. Back and forth. That entire
Yeah.
run felt like.
This
it's
just
like-
kind of this
like,
just
I
kind of
think-
reminded me that my mid game still needs some work, but that's fine. I can live
Yeah.
with that.
Like just as an example, in chapter 6, I got a 6:33 in my PB and I got a 7:15 here. So I lost almost 45 seconds.
Wow.
Oh,
Like on that one on chapter 6 alone.
Markers
But
in
it's
chat
like
saying first try lake skip might have been PB.
Hey, you know,
Yeah,
first try like
absolutely.
it actually would have been PB if I first tried it, but you know, you gotta go for it. Also, would have
The
fixed my
late skip
mental a lot, right?
showcase.
If you get the first try, I feel better about it, and it all
Oh
goes
yeah,
better.
you
But
get that
Oh,
momentum
yeah.
going. Yeah.
miss 5 in a row, and then it's like, okay, well, you're already screwed at that point. Oh, I had a good time.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for,
Yeah,
running it.
absolutely. Thanks so much for taking part. And we're gonna see Sickly Jack actually taking place in the next race coming up. So hang tight, guys. Thanks again for running.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, cool. So hang tight, guys. Stretch your legs. Grab a snack. We're gonna set up for the next and final race, a special category called Benny Percent. Coming right up.